this area over in the opposite corner. That's where they're allowed to place their figures at first. And then the little circles that you are seeing, little circular tokens with kind of spirally emblems on them. Those are going to be the Tusken Raiders for this match. The assault will begin very soon, Audio Weasel. I do appreciate the enthusiasm, though. I got a little too excited, and I tried to tell them they should start the match before they had taken the proper steps to set up. Jimmy, who's on the right side, he's actually going to be our Empire player for our Imperial Assault campaign on FCB Assault. That'll begin this Wednesday evening. What else should I talk about? Make sure everybody enters the raffle. You can win the first, at the end of this match, I'm going to announce the winner of a Boba Fett art print, which you can see on our Facebook page up at the top of the screen there. And then before, during, or probably actually shortly after the last match, because it's probably going to be me playing, I will announce the winner of a Imperial Assault expansion pack, a winner's choice between a set of Wookiee warriors or hired guns. Brendan kind of set up his guys, prepared to go in both directions. Royal Guards can, their big thing is they can protect an enemy adjacent to them from one incoming damage, and they can also, they love to stun people, and stun really sucks in this game. If you consider that a game only lasts between 4 and 6 rounds generally, each figure gets 2 actions a turn, and stun takes one of those actions away, so it's like, especially like if you get stunned once, you lose 10% of the things you can do in that game. If you get stunned twice, you lose 25% of the things you can do in that game. Okay, I see Jimmy has set up a set of Wookiees at each door at each exit to his setup area. Right behind the Wookiees are the Wookiees at the bottom are C-3PO, Biv, and 2 Rebel Sabs, and then up at the top is R2-D2 and Gideon Argus. You guys ready? Go ahead. I'm gonna start your clock. And the assault has begun. Give me just 1 second to get the clock ticking, and there we go. Those cards they're drawing, in case someone doesn't know, you get each player has a deck of 15 cards. Each card also has a point cost, so you get 15 cards and 15 points. And they can be instructed to play that card at a certain point in the game, depending on what the card text. Brendan activates first. He activates an Imperial officer who orders a Royal Guard to walk up next to that Tusken Raider, and then the Imperial officer follows in suit with his second action as a move action. Audio Weasel, that damage blocked by the Royal Guard's protector ability is completely negated. It just takes 1 hit off of your attack. Wookie warrior down the front on down the front on Jimmy's side receives a focus token from C-3PO, and then C-3PO himself will take a couple of steps down that hallway. A focus token adds a green attack die to the next attack that the focused figure performs. Brendan activates another Imperial officer, orders a Royal Guard to run around the corner, and that Imperial Guard will follow as well. Jimmy will activate Gideon Argus. Gideon will allow a Rebel Saboteur to take a focus token. And then we'll order that Rebel Saboteur to move 2 spaces. I'm not looking forward to playing either of these lists. The Royal Guard list is king of the meta right now, and Jimmy's list also has way more activations than mine does. I'm going to be playing a 5 activation list with Boba Fett, some Trandoshan Hunters. Another of Brendan's Imperial officers activates, ordering another Royal Guard to move, and then that Imperial Guard or Imperial officer will follow suit. Jimmy activates the Rebel Saboteurs. Determining where he'd like to move to. And we have our first attack. I believe that Rebel Saboteur is shooting the Royal Guard in the front. I see he got accuracy. I see 4 wounds and a surge. Yes, Audio Weasel. It's called the Mercenaries, and it's technically a 3rd faction as well, just like in X-Wing. And that Royal Guard, I suppose he rolled his defense off the screen, but he took some damage there. And then that Rebel Saboteur will take his last step to back up 1 square. For those that don't know, in Imperial Assault, taking a movement action gives you a number of movement points that can be used at any time during your turn. So you can spend some of those movement points, perform another action, such as attack, and then move again, as long as you have movement points remaining. You can perform any action except an attack or special action twice, which means any figure can actually move double their move speed at any time also. Or it'll say it takes both their actions for that turn, but you're allowed to move double your move speed. Determining whether he has line of sight to the same Royal Guard from that Rebel Saboteur. Red and the yellow die go down. I see 4 hits. Not sure he got accuracy there. a pair of Royal Guards will activate, and then we'll double move down that hallway to the bottom of the map. Approaching that terminal and another Tusken Raider. Your favorite, roll your dice and play your card like in your card. Like, spend it. Jimmy deciding who to activate next. He keeps touching those Wookiees. I see some Wookiee action. He's going to go with Viv Bodrick. Viv, I believe, performed a double move, and we'll move down the hallway and hang out for next turn. Big thanks to everybody who's tuned in already. Be sure you enter the raffle. We're going to give away a Boba Fett art print and an Imperial Assault expansion. Royal Guards activated and attack that Tusken Raider token. That Royal Guards buddy also activates in tandem and will attack the same Tusken Raider. Damage is dealt. Pretty sure he destroyed it. That gives Brendan 4 victory points. Yeah, Marty Mar, I'd love to take... if you're listening, Marty Mar 85 asks if I can explain how activation works per player. Activating kind of works. It's based on your list. The number. So you choose when you're list building the number of activations you get. Each deployment card you take is 1 activation. But some activations will bring multiple figures, like these Wookiee warriors that Jimmy's just activating now. That is a single activation that allows him to take 2 figures. Now, when a figure activates, it is allowed 2 actions per turn. It can do any action twice, except for attacking or a special action on their card. Some characters have special specific actions they're allowed to take. But for instance, moving is an action, and so you can move twice your speed in a turn if you elect to do so. You just can't do anything else that turn. Does that clear it up? I'd be happy to answer any more specific questions you have. Jimmy deciding whether he wants to move up and put some wallop on that Tusken Raider or not. Probably doesn't want to get too close to those Royal Guards. And then once every deployment card is activated at the end of the turn, turn starts over and everyone is readied again. You alternate activations. The player with initiative at the start of each turn, which changes each turn, by the way. Player with initiative activates first, and then you alternate until one or both players run out of activations. And then if you have activations left over, you continue activating. Now, there is a new rule saying if your opponent has more activations than you, you can pass until he is... until you have the same order. Marty Mar, they activate in the order that you choose to activate them in alternating fashion with your opponent. Royal Guard will across that small space there and attack a Wookiee warrior. Royal Guards are melee attackers, but they have reach, meaning that they can attack from 2 squares away instead of the usual 1. Looks like 2 damage dealt there to that Wookiee warrior. And then that Royal Guard will use his remaining movement points to back up. And yeah, like Marty Mar, as I was saying, if your opponent has more activations than you, you can pass until you have an equal number of activations, so you can kind of find out where he's going. So he doesn't necessarily have as big an advantage on you. Couple of command cards activated there. I definitely see Element of Surprise, which means it takes away the defense dice for this Wookiee that's attacking. I'm not sure what that other one is. I see 4 hits and 2 surges. Ooh, that's going to be rough. Those Wookiees have 11 hit points. They're hardy. They're hardy figures, but taking a lot of concentrated fire can still hurt them. And that Wookiee becomes stunned. Anyone who doesn't know what stunning does, you cannot take. You cannot attack or leave your space while you are stunned. So you have to spend an action to remove it. A surge are the little lightning bolts on the dice, and depending on your character, you can spin surges for different additional effects. Some characters can add damage. Some characters can ignore armor. The Royal Guards, that's how they activate their stun ability. If they have an uncanceled damage and a surge, then they can spin one of those surges to give you a stun token. That's that purple token with the kind of circular motion right there in the center next to that Wookiee and his pile of damage. R2-D2 is going to activate. Let's see where our favorite droid's going. Wait, I'm not sure. He tapped R2-D2. Maybe. Okay. I'm gonna have to find out what R2-D2 did after that. The Wookiee warriors will activate. The ones up at the top. The first one will open that door. That is an action. Then he will use jump jets. Jump jets allow you to place your figure on any space within 5 spaces, and then he will perform an attack against the Royal Guard. Did he just open the door there? Oh no, I think R2-D2 opened the door. That's why I was confused. Okay, there's 5 hits and 2 blocks, so that will be 3 damage against that Royal Guard. And then his Wookiee, or his Wookiee brother, will kind of follow him. He can't get quite far enough to make an attack, but that will put him adjacent to that terminal, which will be good for Jimmy next turn. Royal Guards will attack. Looks like 2 hits and 3 blocks. Maybe 4 hits. 4 hits and 3 blocks. Okay. So that Wookiee in the front will take some damage. Other Royal Guard will attack. 3 hits. Can't see the damage on that other die. A couple more hits on that Wookiee in the front. I'm sorry, I couldn't see the. I can't make out the blocks on the black die. It's too shiny. We just moved to a new store, a new location, and we're still kind of rehammering out the kinks of streaming situation. I for this game I intend to have a dedicated card cam, but that wasn't possible today, unfortunately. I believe that was the end of the turn, meaning the Tusken Raiders. Yes, because they're moving Tusken Raiders now. The reason that Wookiee just took damage is that Tusken Raider token attacked him at the end of the turn, and then they're allowed to move one of the Tusken Raiders that does not attack up to 3 spaces. Jimmy will activate the Wookiees. He's going to start with the pair of Wookiees whose one member of which is 1 hit point away from death. He's going to run over and make a focused attack against that Royal Guard. Now, for clarification, he's standing around a bunch of Royal Guards there, but only 1 protector ability counts per attack. So he'll have 1 automatically canceled block, but not 2, for instance. Okay, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 blocks. 7 damage and 3 blocks. That's going to be 4 damage unless something changes here. And 4 damage goes onto that Royal Guard in the front. And a bleed. There was a surge there, I believe, and that allows him to assign a bleed token. Oh, no, they took everything. No. So they realized he was stunned after the fact and had to take back that action because he had to spend 1 action to remove the stun and then can't the entire distance. Now his buddy is going to attack that Tusken Raider. See 3 hits and 2 blocks. And that Tusken Raider, it takes 3 damage. Or it takes 5 hits and 2 blocks. Minus, so that the Tusken Raider takes 3 damage. Royal Guards up in the top left will activate and attack that Wookiee right in front of him. I see 2 hits and a surge. Looks like the attack was blocked completely. Oh, no, he still takes a damage. Why does that happen? Oh, okay. I guess I can't see the dice too terribly well. I see 5 hits and a block from the other Royal Guard against the same Wookiee. So that should be 4 more damage assigned. Wookie's at the top will activate. He will, the one in the front will step forward and roar triumphantly and attack that Royal Guard with a scimitar. I see 4 hits and a block. That's going to be 2 blocks because he's standing next to another Royal Guard. And then I would expect him to move back, maybe to that terminal, and then his buddy to move up and attack the same guard there. Looks like that's what's happening. Four hits and 3 blocks on the dice, plus 1 block from his buddy. Looks like that attack is negated, unless they play a card or something. He took a damage anyway. Okay. What happened there is he surged for plus 1 damage. So that's how there was an extra damage. So, and that's just, I can't see the dice too terribly well. And I apologize for that. I think I see a parting blow there as a Imperial figure steps away. Three hits and a surge. Audio Weasel, the Royal Guards each have 8 health. Royal Guard tried to step away from the Wookiee and took some damage and is now bleeding. That the next Royal Guard attacks that attacks that Tusken Raider token and scores the points there. I believe Brendan is at 8 points now, out of the 40 that are required for victory. Royal Guards down at the bottom, attacking that Tusken Raider token. 3 hits, 2 surges, and a block. And then that Royal Guard will move to take control of the terminal. Second Royal Guard attacks that Tusken Raider. Scoring another 4 points for Brendan. Gideon Argus will activate, allowing him to tell Biv Bodrick to move 2 spaces. He can choose any figure within his line of sight and order them to move up to 2 spaces. And then he takes a second action as a move action. Royal Guards activate, moves up a little bit, and then we'll attack the Rebel Saboteur. One block and 1 evade, but that will put 1 damage on that Rebel Sab. The other Royal Guard moves up and attacks the same figure. Three hits, 2 surges, and again a block and an evade. So that becomes 2 hits and 2 surges. Or 2 hits and a surge. Plus another block from the Royal Guard. 1 hit, 1 surge. Oh, why? No. Why would the Royal Guard do anything? Yeah. So 2 hits and 2 surges. And a stun. Mr. Fox, I will get you a pretty quick list description in just a second. Biv Bodrick moves up to attack a Royal Guard. I see 4 damage and a surge, and 1 evade. That cancels a surge. He's going to get a free block from standing next to another Royal Guard as well. So that's going to be 3 hits. And Biv will use his up-close and personal ability. It allows him to attack again. I see 4 hits and 2 surges. And 2 blocks. So 2 hits and 2 surges. Okay, Brendan on the for Mr. Fox 74. Brendan on the left has 4 Royal Guards and 4 Imperial officers. Royal Guards have a protector ability that says they cancel 1 damage against an ally next to them. You can only do that once per attack, though. So even if you have multiple Royal Guards standing next to you, it only cancels 1. The Imperial officers can spend an action to allow a figure within 2 spaces to move up to its speed. On the other side, it's a little bit more complicated. We have 2 sets of Wookie warriors. They have they're nice and hardy. They have 11 hit points. Pretty strong attack, also. And then we have some Rebel Saboteurs. Their big thing is blast. They can deal damage against, or if you hit a target, then all figures adjacent to that target take damage. R2-D2 is the master of all terminals. Viv Bodrick is a pretty awesome, unique damage dealer character. C-3PO is another support character, sort of like R2-D2. He can give fast focus around and things like that to characters that are adjacent to him. And then Gideon Argus allows a figure within his line of sight to become focused and move if he chooses. There, C-3PO allows that Royal Saboteur to take a focus token, and then we'll move up a couple spaces. Interesting choice there. He put a really fragile character within attack range of that Royal Guard. Imperial officer moves up and then orders that Royal Guard that was way out in the front to back up a little bit. Get away from those raging Wookiee. Crossing 22 minutes left on the clock. Oh, another thing, Mr. Fox, that those Royal Guards can do, they have this really nasty ability called Stun. If they have uncanceled damage and uncanceled surges, they can assign you a stun token, which basically takes one of your actions away, which is really bad in this game, because you don't get that many actions over the course of the match. Counting spaces here. That, I believe, he removed a stun token from someone. I believe it was on a Royal Saboteur. I mean, a Rebel Saboteur, excuse me. 5 hits. Looks like 2 blocks. I think there was a line of sight issue there. Rebel Saboteur spending his focus token as is required, and will roll for... Ooh, that's an ugly roll. 3 hits and a surge. 1 canceled surge. Only 3 hits, and then a blocked hit from another Royal Guard. So that's going to be 2 damage through. And because he doesn't have a surge left over, he can't spin that super nifty blast ability that would hit so many people right now. Marty Mar, you cannot be double stunned, but there are other conditional effects that can affect you. For instance, bleed. You see right in the middle of the map, there's a Royal Guard with a purple token that looks kind of like a dripping liquid. That's a bleed token. That one says if you take an action other than removing this token, you take a strain, which is either burn a card off your deck or take a damage. So you can't be you can't be stunned. Or you can't have, you can't be double stunned at any point in time, but you can't have multiple conditions. And, like, for instance, stun and bleed are really, really terrible when you get them together. It's just like, that takes away an entire turn from a figure. Seeing a new orders card played. Give me a sec. I will find out exactly what that does. I couldn't make it. I don't know offhand, and I couldn't make out the text. I'm sorry, I can't find it. Ugh. I apologize for that. 4 hits and a surge versus a block. And here we got a bunch of hits versus that Wookie, and that Wookie makes a defiant roar of defeat. That is, of course, only one Wookiee, though, so he's not giving any points to Brendan for that. You have to kill both Wookiees on that deployment card in order to award the points to your opponent. Or your opponent, excuse me, your opponent has to kill both figures on that card. Now Jimmy is out of activations, so after activating those Royal Guards, Brendan gets another activation, so that Imperial officer runs up around the corner, gets one hit and a bunch of surges. I didn't see what happened on Jimmy's black die, but I'm going to guess he just canceled that attack altogether. No! He took a damage. Oh, that's rough. And then with a remaining surge ability, or with an uncanceled surge, that Royal Guard will take let's get my words right. That Imperial officer will take a focus token for next turn. End of the turn, both players draw one command card. Because both terminals are contested right now, and the player with initiative can choose to either move a Tusken Raider token or add one inside the camp area down there at the bottom. However, there isn't one to move, so Jimmy, having initiative this round, places a Tusken Raider token right there next to Biv Bodrick. And that clashing lightsabers thing they just passed is the initiative token for Imperial Assault. I'm going to grab a score check. Hold on just 1 second. I believe it's 12-0 in favor of Brendan. Sure. Score check. I was right. I'm the man. In fact, let me Brendan has initiative. He will attack Biv for 2 uncanceled damage. And then the other Royal Guard from that group he activated will also attack Biv for 2 more uncanceled damage. Yeah, I'm glad people are still entering the raffle. If you are logged in right now and you have not, be sure you enter the raffle. We not a lot of viewers on right now, so you have a pretty good chance. And shortly after the end of this first match, I will be announcing the winner of the of a pretty awesome Imperial, or pretty awesome Boba Fett art print. It's visible at the FCB Facebook page. And then after our last match, I will announce the winner of a Imperial Assault expansion pack. It's either going to be Winner's Choice, Wookiee Warriors, or Hired Guns. Jimmy will choose to activate Gideon Argus first. Play. All right, I'm gonna get the lights fixed before our next stream. And then he will perform an attack. He played Gideon's card, which allows an ally to perform an attack. Some more damage on that Bleeding Royal Guard. They have 8 hit points. They're kind of hardy. Mr. Fox, you can absolutely still win the raffle if you are in the UK. Royal Guards attacking Wookiees. Other Royal Guard in the pair steps up to attack the same target. And that Wookiee is not defeated. They have lots of hit points. I'm going to go give them the 10-minute warning. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Royal Guard will spend its first action to, well, no. It's going to move and then attack. It removes the bleeding. Mr. Fox, are you in monetary cost or in points? Both of these lists are 40 points. It's a standard tournament list. Brendan's list, to get all those Royal Guards, you have to buy 4 core sets, unfortunately. But Jimmy's list can be bought. It includes stuff from the core set, the first major expansion, Twin Shadows, as well as a couple blister packs. Jimmy activating Royal Guards. Rebel Saboteurs. I see 3 hits and 2 surges, 2 blocks. Yeah, Mr. 40 points, 4-0. That's the standard tournament list for this game. And then the next Rebel Saboteur will move up and attack also. Two blocks and canceled altogether. Imperial officer attacking a Rebel Saboteur. And that X symbol means the attack is canceled altogether, regardless of the attack dice results. That X symbol is only on the white defense die, which most characters have black defense dice, 1 or more, usually 1. That's sort of like armor defense. And then the white defense dice is more like dexterity defense, and that X symbol is means he just got all up out the way and cancels the attack altogether, like it never happened. Except that it did, because he spent an action on it. Three hits and a surge. I think 2 blocks. So it's going to be another damage on that Wookie. Places it with a 5 token. So that's going to be 5 damage and a stun token on that Wookiee warrior. And 3 more uncanceled damage on that Wookiee, I believe. Bib Bodrick will activate, move 1 space, and attack a Royal Guard. He attacked the Royal Guard with the damage, I'm assuming. Seems like a good choice. Ah, those attack dice on their game. Oh, but he does clear that Royal Guard. Royal Guards do come in pairs, however, so we'll have to clear the other one from that deployment card in order to get the score, in order to score those 8 points. By the way, I really appreciate you guys fielding the questions. Keep them coming. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to make it easier for you to understand. I know I'm not keeping up 100%, and I apologize for that. I'm working on it. Imperial officer attacks the Wookie, counting damage tokens. Doesn't look like he's gonna kill the Wookie. Oh, he does. That's the second Wookiee from that group as well. So that means that Brendan is now at 19 points, I believe, or 21 points. Excuse me. That sucks because that's 2 minutes left in the round. And that is the next turn. That's the end of the third round of play, I believe. Yet again, only one card each for each player because both terminals are contested. 1 minute. Oh, I just yelled that around the corner to the players, and the mic still pointed at my face. So, yeah, probably was unpleasant for you guys watching. This is going to be the last round, but it did just start, so we're going to get a full round of play here. I know it's hard. Found out. Jimmy passes, allowing Brendan to activate first. There is Royal Guard moves up to attack a Wookiee. 4 hits and a surge. 1 canceled surge. Cashed in some damage tokens there for 5. All right. Wookiee still up. Second Royal Guard will attack the same Wookiee. Doesn't have to move. And another damage. Those Wookiees can take some punishment. Jimmy will activate the Rebel Saboteurs. We'll move up, go down those stairs up the top, and then we'll attack the Royal Guard there in the front of that pair for 3 hits. Didn't see the black die, but I'm pretty sure that attack was canceled. Spending remaining movement points to back up. Two hits and a surge. Attack is canceled. Wow. Jimmy is cursing his rebel saboteurs. They haven't done a whole lot for him this match here. Another group of Royal Guards activates, moves up to swing on that Wookie. And that Wookie's out. That gives Brendan 32 points. 30 points. And I believe we have a concession because the round isn't quite over yet. But Jimmy can't make the points back right now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give you another 15 seconds to join the raffle. And then I'm going to call a winner. We'll go outside and announce it over the stream, and then we'll take a minute to talk about their game. Okay. So I'm gonna walk out. And then I'm gonna take a picture of the winner and then have Brendan, our winner of the first round, announce it here. So, oh wait, hold on. I need to grab the prize also. Over here, Brendan. You're gonna announce my winner. And then I'll talk to you guys about the game. I don't know. So if it's kind of a long one, but yeah, this is the winner of this fabulous art piece that I bought at DragonCon.
And the winner is www.zugzug.org.
Yeah, it looks like www.zugzug.org. So if you're out there, yeah, you win this. I'll give you I'll send you a message. You got like 48 hours to respond to me, and then if not, it's going to go to a runner-up. All right. So come here, Jimmy. 4x4 is a monster. There are a lot of people who don't play the game, and that's like I think that's cool. Like they're really interested in what's going on. So like, before you talk about how you approached it, talk about 4x4 in general, and talk about your list. Like how did you prepare for the tournament today?
Well, 4x4 is just way too good. And there's no way to put it because you have action economy. You get tactically you can move your Royal Guard into position.
4x4 is really fast because of those Imperial officers.
Yes, because Royal officers tell the Royal Guard to move, and then once you get them in the position, then you can attack with them. And usually, for most other lists, the first turn is just all about getting into position. So you get a jump start on everybody else, plus you get position, and plus you can, if you move to one area, you can completely switch and go to the other one thanks to the net movement allowed by the officers.
So tell me about your list. You got the Wookiees. They just came out last week, I think.
Yes.
And then you got the droids, and then what's going on with your list?
Well, the list was built with the idea of I was going to run 3 Wookiees, but I couldn't afford it to go against 4x4. Honestly, because the Wookiees, even the Rebel Blast list, it requires dice rolls to win.
It's like he would. Even right here, it's like, and then we talked about this yesterday on Facebook. I think it's like their stun still locks them down, but like they got some heft. Like this, even the Royal Guards were beating on them a lot to take them out.
Right, it was, and that what drew the game out. And I think it's gonna make a lot of games go to time for people who run Wookiees, because you're talking about 22 hit points per card, and it's
a cheap card. It's only 9 points.
Yeah, 8 points.
8 points. 8 points. Oh wow! Then I was tabulating score wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's it seems like they based them off the Royal Guard, but they made them a little bit better, but without stun. And them not being able to stun hurts. It really does hurt. But they're solid. They're a good card. I think that, and the problem is to get around that, you need a leader. There's a card that removes all conditions. A leader, all adjacent people, you remove a card. Remove conditions. And that would help, but the Rebels only have one leader that's playable, and that's Gideon. Han Solo's a leader.
Yeah, the Han card, Han card would be good if it was like 3 points less than it is. Yes. But it's like, there's important note to make. There's only 40 points in an army for this game, yes. And that means each point is a large percentage. Like that's over 2% of your whole list. Then it adds up really fast. Even like as our other show we do is X-Wing, and that's 100 points. It's like, and even 3-point upgrades are a big deal in that game. So if you have 3 points here, it's more than twice as much. So what do you, before I move on to Brendan, what was your thinking at the start of the game? You split up your Wookiees, and then your Rebel Sabs were going down, and you got to see him set up first, which is helpful. Yes. So against 4x4, how'd you approach it?
I wanted to set it up so that, I knew it wasn't going to happen where he didn't get to attack first. And I wanted to set it up so that my SAMs were focused and could actually hit the range attacks, which I did actually get. And I got everything I wanted except for the control at the top. But my Sabs didn't roll their surges. And that's why Sabs are so...
Blast.
Yeah, blast. Yeah, for the blast. But I mean, it's so temperamental. I mean, I got twice I rolled with the green die, focused. And I got 2 surges. And I had to use one of the surges for Pierce. But that and Biv, I can't say. Biv really worked well. He worked better than I thought he was going to. Biv is a beast.
He seems like I haven't even seen him played in the campaign. So that's a new card for me. It's great. Like, I've seen the card before. I haven't seen him played. But yeah, thanks for coming on the show. We're probably going to end up playing together next. Brendan, come over here. How do you? I mean, like the strategy behind the 4x4 thing, kind of like, it's straightforward at first. It's like you tell people to go and move really fast, and then they can still move and attack again. It's like I feel like it's a little more nuanced than that, and especially since like I have to keep saying it. These Wookiees can take a beating. So what were you thinking at the start of the game against this list?
Sure. So this is probably my least favorite mission out of the 6 right now, just because it's a beat 'em up, and 4x4 or any list, I'm just like, it's all right, because you kill the Tusken Raiders, and then you're like, okay, let's beat each other up. Yeah. The idea was, I'm under the philosophy that command cards win games. So
command cards win games. It's on Team Covenant thinks so too. It's a thing.
So the idea was split up some Royal Guards. This is my first time ever playing Wookiees, so I thought a 1-for-1 with an officer there to kind of give him command cards when they pull up was a good idea. So that was kind of the idea, was first of all, get some easy points, kill a Tusken Raider or 2, and then just beat them up. In this map especially, the officers aren't as good as every other map, just because once you're basically going to fight in your center, your bottom, or your top, and once you're there, you're there. Wookiee warriors are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and they don't have a lot of the perks that some of the other things have. It's 11 hit points, and they hit pretty. Like, they have a decent attack. Red and green is good. Anything with a red die is generally pretty awesome.
Right. So it was a little difficult. Just like, how much do I throw to the fight for that? think I was playing a little bit cautious in the center just because of Rebel Saps and Blast. But my idea was just play back and see what command cards. I probably drew the worst command cards I could have. I think I used Element Surprise, but I have 2 Parting Blows, 2 Bodyguards, and 2 Pummels.
I think Jimmy played a Parting Blow against you.
He played 2 Parting Blows, and I for those 6, I didn't draw any of them. So R2-D2 is really good just for the simple points of your drawing command cards, and command cards win games. But I haven't been playing in about a month, so it's kind of just getting back into it and getting used to the new stuff. But the idea was 4x4 has a lot of hit points and it can do some damage. The idea is just go up and hit him in the face. Maybe next time, I don't know if I would go for the Wookiees as much. In the top, I would just because it was the only targets. But they are only speed 4 and they have no stun. So if they're a really big worry, especially with Royal Guards, you have a speed of 5 and you have reach, you can outrun them. So go for the juicier targets. Maybe would be the idea next time.
Probably seems pretty good. Okay, and I'm gonna, I'm the TO, but I'm also have to play the next round. So can you draw me a mission for the next game here? Because I don't want people to think that I'm cheating or any of that crap. What do we got?